Today I'm going to be rating all of the 6 killers in this game, and I'm going to be putting them in a tier list from S, A, B, and C. Now, personally, all killers in this game are strong, but some are just like weaker and don't have the same advantages as others. I might do a separate survivor tier list, but with survivors, they're all situational, and I think that it'd be harder to put them in tier lists in more like a tier list of like so that I just prefer coming from like a Dead by Daylight standpoint. But if you want me to do like a survivor tier list, let me know and I'll probably work on that if this video gets well received. So yeah, let's get into like the rating. So this is the clown. He has a smoke bomb, which when you use it, it acts like a smoke trap and can't see your own name in it. If you grab someone in the smoke, you sort of like move in a direction, the survivor, well, child, won't know where you are to sort of hide yourself while you're grabbing someone. And obviously, if it's someone that's spamming like help or like action, they'll be pinged. But for people that don't really do that, like newer players, it's better to do that. And with the prop ability, this is like his best ability. You can use it to clip through like roofs. I think maybe here. You can go through the roof. Now obviously this isn't useful, but you can get out of that. I mean, it can get you onto the roof, and obviously if you know survivors here, or child, you can easily reach them. But it's good for like the maps with like 3 or 4 floors, because if you know someone's trapped above, you can just turn into a prop and quickly go up each floor and reach them. It could be used for like a little, like a little jump boost. But this killer's like versatile, but isn't as useful on shorter maps. I mean, with the basement, it could be good. If I just get into the basement. If I was on Steam, I could use Reshade, but I'm on the Xbox version right now. So it might lead you to shout. Oh, sick out rounds. Like, ooh, wait. You could technically use that clip just to get outside quicker. So yeah, I think overall the clown is a solid like neighbor, but there's definitely better ones. I definitely place him in like A tier. And in 30 seconds I'll show you why I think the guest is the best killer in the game. He's just got so much versatility. He doesn't take full damage, and you can grab people mid-leap, which just allows for like a lot of plays. Like for example, I don't know if you guys, if anyone watches this, is familiar with the Demogorgon in Dead by Daylight. It's just a much more versatile of his leap, and from Dead by Daylight and playing Demogorgon, I think he's a really good killer. But a lot of people either don't use him well, or they just spam like the drop your items screen. He also has like sonar tracking. I won't call it sonar, but like he can like detect footsteps. That is a good like ability. And again, I don't know personally if a lot of crows, I know better crows use it, but I mean like this is sort of like beginners. You want to use that more. Get up here to get to the level 3 area of Art Key, or if it lets me. Okay. Right, so the guest, or the crow, the guest, but his leap can just give you a lot of mobility. Like you can reach areas that not even like any other killer aside from like maybe Ghost could reach. But he has to slowly fly. You can quickly leap. So like for example, let's use this. And also no fall damage, so no stun from falling without needing to cancel. Let's say someone's like over here. If you do that, you can grab mid-air and grab them. Obviously, you have to time it, kind of. You can like pre-fire it if they're closer, or like at the end you'll leave grab it. So while you're still got that momentum, you'll grab it. So he's really versatile. He's got really good movement, which allows him to escape like after being stunned. Like if he's getting stunned a lot, he can just like leap somewhere and like escape. He also, like with his ability, the thing I called like the sonar ability, let me just go up to my head. Obviously, there's no survivors, so I can't really showcase it. But he goes onto the ground, and makes like this weird noise. You see how effective of them? That will appear on like survivors' feet, and you'll be able to see where they are. You do need to be relatively close, but you can get like a perfect grade to give you like a bit more distance. And then with his scream, which is like the most used thing, or the most underused thing, it depends on who plays them. But just that, and they drop their items, unless they've already been stunned, and I know like a few things can stop it, but the majority of the time you do this, then they drop their items, and it can let you either steal the items from them, like, let's say this is an item someone dropped, you can pick it up and throw it back at them, or if they've got no items and they're not playing like Scout or like Brave, you could just pick them up and you'll probably be able to get them. With other people around, if they don't pick up the items or they like, I don't know, fall for some reason, you know, you can get grabs. But yeah, this is like high mobility, like high versatility, just the best character of the game, to be honest. Right, the killer or neighbor that I'm doing now is the Ghost. I haven't had a lot of playtime with him, but I understand his abilities. Now, obviously, the first like problem is he can't go in his Ghost. Well, he can't come out of his Ghost form while he's near light, and you can turn them off yourself, which I find really useful. But you can also do the flicker to stop everyone's light, so they can't like think, which I think personally is good for him, but also really like overpowered, because the one way to bypass like his ghost ability and like him transforming in front of you is a light, so he can just click his F ability with perks, probably less cooldown, but a 15-second cooldown, which is enough to heal a survivor, but it's not a lot. It's just not good for like the survivor side, but obviously killer side is really good. And also he can teleport through walls, which honestly makes him better than, well, I wouldn't say better. He's on like this. He's better than the Clown, but he's personally not better than the Guest. I think that's just my own like preference though, and the fact that I like the Guest. The Ghost, he has obviously like teleports with like no cooldown, and he can just go through walls like whenever he wants. But that's like the majority of his kit. He has really good traversal. When I was watching a really good Ghost the other day, and he was just helping everyone. He was being really kind for some reason, but he would just go through a wall where they chrome out the key, just manifest and just get the key, and obviously instantly he can go back out. Because he's flying, he can go through walls, he can just come down, go to the basement, go to the basement and just unlock the doors. Obviously that's not what the killer's supposed to do. I think that shows like his movement abilities. So he can traverse maps quite well. He has like no real obstacles. Now, actually playing as him, he has counters, obviously with like the lights, and you can obviously counter that. But if that's on a cooldown and you're trying to chase someone, with the lights, because they come back, and with no flicker, you can't really manifest as easily. But like, the survivors are able to, like, a good survivor shouldn't always lose to a Ghost, but a good Ghost should know how to, like, at least like, I'd imagine that a good Ghost would be running someone like Leader or like Scout maybe to like do damage to all the survivors and not have to completely rely on the Ghost form. I don't, or like what's his name, Quinton, the one with the dash. I'd imagine like swapping between survivors and using those abilities as the Ghost would be really good. I know, like, for example, Butcher playing like Leader and like giving yourself the speed boost and then swapping obviously bypasses like Butcher's like slower walking speed, but I haven't really played it that much. But the killer on its own, I'd say it's like high B, definitely A tier. It depends on the scaling, because Clown has the smoke, the protection from a survivor, and like the dizziness and the prop ability, which one can let you blend in with the map, obviously not to anyone that's smart, but in general, and he can just do a lot more. Whereas the ghost, he has an audio cue. Even the flickering is really stopping anyone because people can just run, turn their light back on, can't manifest. Right off the bat, before this game starts, I'm just saying right now, this killer, definitely like B tier, like thing. It's very counterable. Yes, the bullets do high damage. I'm sure like a better taxidermist will be able to kill people, but this is sort of like a personal tier list, and like they give the games like mechanically. But the taxidermist only has his gun, and he does have the remote, which I never utilized because I barely know what it did. But and obviously I shouldn't really be giving like, these are just sort of my takes on the killers, like neighbours. But the taxidermist is not strong. He can just like, yeah, he has the high damage gun, but that's it. That's all he has in the remote, which is situational at best. Like, sure, if you like, for example, like on the bigger maps with more of the locks, you can lock yourself in a room with a survivor. They obviously can't get in because you couldn't use the lock. That is good, but like, for example, a map like this, he is not like good at all. You can't really utilize him. Maybe when one of these doors are open, you can like do something. You can turn like remote lights off, which it feels like it's 2v2s. I guess. I mean, there's sonar. I don't know how that works. I guess it's from the scan, but I again haven't used it that much. His gun, I mean, it's like point blank. It's got long range, which I think is good, and you just sort of shoot people. It is good for range, and like sort of like if you like, for example, there's like a bunch of survivors like together, you can easily down them using like the gun, and then it'll allow you to like grab the other one while the other one's down and you know get them. So I think he does have some like good qualities, and I'm sure like obviously someone that like used him more would be better. But and obviously like pairing him with survivors would be good, but I just don't see like him being a good killer. And also you get knocked back, so I mean, unless you like start doing this to like chase them, it actually isn't a bad idea, but you're wasting your bullets. Obviously it's infinite, but it's still wasting it, because like if you do this and you're like chasing someone, you're like boosting yourself in their direction. That's actually not bad, but it's still wasting ammo, I don't think. Then I mean, it could maybe, yeah, you can kind of use it to make jumps. I guess that's sort of movement. I don't know if that's really used. I've never seen it used. I've just sort of seen that by looking at the knockback. But aside from that, like short little boost, it might let you go for like little jumps at most, or like skip little like. If a survivor keeps running around here, I guess you could like catch up to them by like doing this. But then you won't have your bullets, which is your like main like source of like damaging and downing survivors. But I think if I play tested this a bit more, like saw how like it would affect, like, because I mean you can grab like almost right after shooting. So if you manage to shoot yourself like right near a survivor, you could probably grab them. But again, this is not someone that I've played a lot, and same with the Butcher. I just haven't played them yet. I have to like really explore the game, but so far, I think he's a situational like neighbor at best. He's not like versatile at all. This is the base neighbor. I think personally, just because there's other options, this neighbor's probably like beta as well. Like potentially C tier. Now, because they changed his kit, he doesn't have like smoke or anything. He has his traps, his disguise, and something. Disguising, again, situational, because you're not really gonna trust like anyone too much in this game. Like I guess if you have like someone like come friendly with in the match and then they get killed, you don't know about it. So it tells you that you could probably sneak. And like disguising is good, again, situationally. The killer's just actually, to be fair, he might be like B beta, maybe a bit like high B. mid-high B tier because of his enraged thing, which I found really good when I used it. Basically, when you get attacked a lot by survivors, which is good against, like, I don't know if you call them bully squads in this game, but bully squads, you can obviously just click that, and it gives you health and stops you from, like, I think it stops like a stun, I want to say, but if not, it at least heals you. So that's really good at, like, the enraged. I think I want to say it like either lets you like throw quicker or like just lets you stuns. I don't know. That enraged ability is his strongest like thing. Traps, terrible. Like you see I guess a trap in like a not normal spot might like get someone, but not usually. The disguise probably isn't the best like utility in the kit. So again, I think B like tier, maybe like mid A. No, not mid A. Like high B. Right. This is the last killer of the thing, and this is a killer I've like played never. I've basically never killed. I think that he's a strong killer, and his like range is decent. And I know you can do it through walls, or at least I've had it happen to me. You see, maybe not there, but like probably certain situations. I've seen people do it through like roosters as well. But the fake like red herring pro, the mix of fake pro max key, I think is really strong. Because it puts survivors, obviously, that don't know a lot near your location. Obviously, if you know it's the butcher and you know it's near you, then you know maybe not to go near the pros. But if it does work, then 90% of the time you have just one survivor that you can just kill. Now, the foot tracking, I guess, shows you where survivors are going. I hope, again, no one in this lobby to test that. But I think that would be useful. That is good for like finding people, especially if you're someone that like loses the survivors a lot. This neighbour is slightly slower than the average neighbour, which I think is terrible. He has no movement either. So speed bars. Speed with these or like leader, this will allow you to catch survivors easier and basically remove the hindrance of his like slowness. But again, no actual movement in his kit, and at least with the taxidermist he had the gun that like knocked him back. This killer has nothing. So let me just test this. I don't know if it has to be thrown or nope, he can just pick up items, which again gives him like counter ability, like a good survivor. Obviously every neighbour is good against a bad like survivor, but a good survivor, you know, is gonna count on this neighbour. Also, there is like a built aim assist, which I think it's on every survivor and killer, but that also just means that like if you want it to go a certain direction, it might not because of aim assist. I think you could turn it off, but overall, it would be better as a survivor ability, his hook. Like, if a survivor could grab items from a distance, because that'd, like, I mean, it'd probably stop a few of, like, the roadblocks, like gates, maybe, like, other things, but I feel like it'd be better either a survivor ability or just not be his ability at all. I see, all killers are decent. I think the tier list just has to be, like, S, A, B, C. I think he's, like, the only, like, C tier, like, I could confidently say C. So yeah, just not a good killer. With that being said, I think this is the end of the video. I think that all killers in their own like perspective are decent. Some are definitely better, some are definitely like a lot better. Some, because I know people who host like 1v1s, I know probably like, I don't know if they do bans, I don't know if people like Dead by Daylight, but like, you'd want to ban these like, these killers. You won't want any like the beginner killers because then they were kind of weak, and now it's like the game gets like older. Well, the game got older. They added better and better like killers. Like for example, Quentin or Journalist is like a really insanely strong survivor. It's really easy to level up, like very like evidently. And the same with the Guest. He's like the best killer in the game in my opinion. And they were all added in like roughly the same time. I know Quentin and Taxidermist dropped, and Taxidermist isn't the best. But the Guest is insane. He has too much. See, I don't want to like overglaze it, but it's just way too good. And then also that's performed. Oh no, yeah, powerful jump. Yeah, that's an understatement. But yeah, I think this is the end of the video. This is my like killer tier list, and I think that's it. I think that's it.